So here we are at the magnificent Gilnockie Tower, home to the Armstrongs, notoriously Johnny Armstrong, border reaver. Border reavers were notorious in this area between Scotland and England. We're in what we call the debatable land. So it's an area between the two countries where no one was quite sure where the border lay. And this led to a lot of people pillaging, robbing from each other. Their allegiance first was to their family name, so whether you were an Armstrong, a Little, an Elliot, a Maxwell, a Johnson, that's who you're aligned with, not necessarily with Scotland and not necessarily with England. This was the home of Johnny Armstrong, built in the early 1500s, been redone several times. This is Tom, our very able guide from the tower. So I'm Mark from Dumfries Tours. Welcome to Gilnockie Tower. As I say, this is a magnificent structure built in the early 1500s, primarily the home of Johnny Armstrong, until he was notoriously betrayed by King James V. The king wrote to him in his own hand asking him to come and meet, and he met up a place just up the valley there called Carlingrig, and this is where he was treacherously treated. Him and 15 of his men were executed. They were hung from the nearest tree and thrown in a pit. This was the king's efforts to try and quell these notorious border reavers who would fight amongst themselves and raid into England and raid other families in Scotland. It didn't work. If anything, it turned them against the king. A few years later, the king asked men to turn out to fight against the English at the Battle of Solway Moss on the border between Scotland and England. The Armstrongs and a number of other reaver families refused to come out, and the Scots were routed that day, and Henry VIII's forces won the day and really quelled the Scottish nobility for a very, very long time. So these people were important barriers between Scotland and England, but they were also notorious, and every king in the land tried to quell their notorious ways. It took until King James VI of Scotland became King James I of England in 1603 at the Union of the Crowns that they combined forces led to peace in this area. It took a long time. There was banishments, there was punishments, there was executions, but over time this became a very peaceable area, and you're very welcome to enjoy it. The tower itself is a magnificent structure, beautiful designs inside and out, and it tells the story of the Armstrong family in particular, but also about the border reavers, and you're welcome to come and visit. Thank you.